Hello everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Good evening, ma'am.
Okay. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. So the topic of our today's class is Earth's origin and internal structure. Today, we are going to start with one of the most fundamental chapters of geography, Earth's origin and internal structure. So understanding how the Earth
Excuse me,
came
ma'am.
into yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, your camera is not on like this.
Okay, I'll share my screen as well.
Huh.
Wait, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, yes.
Understanding how the earth came into existence and what lies beneath our feet, it will help us in understanding other topics later as well. For example, earthquakes, volcanoes, plate tectonics. So it is very important and crucial to understand the basic fundamentals. So I'll start with this. Let me share my screen. Is the screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let's begin from the very beginning. The universe itself will talk about the formation of the universe, and the most accepted theory regarding the formation of the universe is Big Bang theory. It's the most widely accepted and it was proposed by Edwin Hubble. So it says that around 13.8 billion years ago, all the matters and energy it was concentrated in a single extremely dense and hot point, which is called singularity. As you all can see in this image, this is the one single point where all the mass and energy was concentrated. This is singularity. And suddenly there was this massive explosion, the Big Bang. And from that, the universe start expanding. Then there was the galaxies, stars, planets. They gradually formed as the universe cooled down. So you can all see in this image this singular point, and then it exploded. There was dark age, and in the later topics, we'll discuss how the stars was formed. So there was a formation of the stars. Early galaxies appeared, then the formation of the solar system. It's a modern galaxy's time. Now, what are the evidence of this theory? There was a redshift of galaxies, which shows that galaxies they used to move from each other. इसका एक बहुत अच्छा example is given in the NCERT as well, which is the show balloon model. Like you have to mark dots on the balloon, and when you blow into the balloon, the dots start moving apart. It shows that the galaxies also start move apart. But this example is partially correct for this theory. And the other evidence of this is the cosmic microwave background radiation that is leftover heat from the initial explosion can be seen, which these both, the redshift of the galaxies and the cosmic microwave background radiation, these provide the evidences for the Big Bang theory. I hope this is clear. नेक्स्ट इज द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ द सोलर सिस्टम. अब हमने देख लिया कि यूनिवर्स कैसे फॉर्म हुआ, बिग बैंग थ्योरी क्या है, पूरा जान लिया, समझ लिया. देन अब बिग बैंग थ्योरी के अंदर यू कैन सी solar system started appearing. How this solar system formed? So according in this, we're gonna discuss the nebular hypothesis. So according to the nebular hypothesis, which was proposed by Immanuel Kant and Laplace, the sun and the planet they were formed from a huge rotating cloud of dust and gas called a nebula. Wait, I'll show you in the diagram. See, this was a nebula. It was just a ball of gas and dust, and it started rotating. And as this nebula rotated, it flattened into a disk shape. The central mass then became the sun. The outer material, it started cooling and clumping together to form planetesimals. What are planetesimals? These are the small balls, you can say, of dust and gases which later clumps together to form large planets. So these later become the planets. This is how the solar system originated or formed. So there was this cloud of dust we call nebula, dust and gas. Then the material inside it start rotating due to gravitational forces, and द सेंटर में जो है सेंट्रल मास जो इकट्ठा हो गया फ्लैटेंड होने की वजह से इट बिकेम द सन एंड द आउटर मटेरियल it started cooling and clumping together to form the planets as you can see. So the timeline summary of this could be universe जो है it was formed 13.8 billion years ago, solar system 4.6 billion year ago, and then earth 4.5 billion year ago. Of course जब planets form हुए होंगे तो इसी में earth form हुआ होगा. So we have to discuss only the earth from the solar system. Now, after Big Bang theory, how the universe was formed, we came to nebular hypothesis, how the solar system was formed. Let's discuss how the earth was formed. We have to understand it very phase wise. अगर इसको phase wise समझेंगे, stages wise, universe से solar system earth, then it will be easy to understand कि material कहाँ से आया. Now it's very clear. Singularity, then it exploded, mass and dust cloud, how it clumps together, stick together, and flattened, rotated to form the sun, and how this cloud dust clumps together to form the planetesimals, which later turned into planets. They were the planetesimals with the small balls. It's a key term in the NCRT as well. So that's why I'm emphasizing more on it. Now let's discuss the evolution of the Earth. Now, how did Earth itself evolve? It was divided into three different stages. First was the accretion phase. इसमें क्या हुआ था कि tiny dust particles and rocks, they kept colliding and sticking together, which slowly formed larger bodies which merged into a proto-earth. So there was this dust particles and rocks, they kept colliding with each other and they stick together to form a large body which is earth. Second is the differentiation phase. अब जैसे जैसे अर्थ जो है ग्रो हुआ, this proto earth started growing. It got hotter due to radioactive decay की वजह से, gravity and meteor impact की वजह से it became hot. Now this heat caused heavy materials like iron and nickel to sink to the center, forming the core, while जो lighter materials थे like silicates, they rose to form the crust. In the third stage, what happened was the cooling stage. First stage, how the material collided and formed a huge ball called Earth. In the second stage, due to this collision, radioactive decays were released. Gravity was there. Meteor impact की वजह से क्या हुआ कि heavy metals जो है they stick to the core, and the lighter matter they rose to form the crust. In the third stage, after this heat, Earth started cooling down and led to the formation of the atmosphere. So now जितने volcanoes थे, they released gases like carbon dioxide, nitrogen, and water vapor, which formed the early atmosphere. Now, as the Earth cooled down, the water vapors they condensed. The rain fell for like thousands of years, and the ocean formed. Later, the life began from it, evolved from it, and oxygen appeared through photosynthesis by cyanobacteria. इसको जो है ग्रेट ऑक्सीडेशन इवेंट भी कहते हैं. You can see clearly in this image, this is the first stage, the accretion phase, where all the tiny dust particles and rocks stick together to form this huge ball. This is the second stage, differentiation phase, and then the third phase, the cool down in the atmosphere after the Earth we see now. These are the theories of the Earth origin, the nebular theory we discussed earlier, how the planets are formed from the rotating nebula. Then these theories are not important from the exam perspective, but you can understand them for easy understanding of this topic. The binary star hypothesis, how the sun had a companion star and the tidal pull formed planets. Gas cloud hypothesis, how gas clouds they collided with each other, which formed the solar nebula, which later led to the formation of the planet like Earth, Mars, Jupiter. Supernova hypothesis, it's like formed from dust of a supernova explosion. The Earth, इसके according जो Earth है वो form हुआ है supernova explosion जब हुआ था उसके dust particles से. But the most widely accepted theories are nebular hypothesis, Big Bang theory, and these three stages of the Earth formation. Now that Earth is formed, we have to explore what lies inside it. So we have to discuss the internal structure of the
Ma'am,
Earth.
your voice is little bit cracking in between, in intervals.
Sorry.
Ma'am, your voice is cracking in between some intervals.
Okay, okay. Is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Now, how do we know about the Earth's interior? We all know that we cannot drill more than 12 kilometers. That's just a scratch on a 6371 kilometer Earth radius. So, अब हम उसको डिग करके देख नहीं सकते कि अर्थ के इंटीरियर में क्या है, तो वे डिपेंड ऑन द डायरेक्ट और इनडायरेक्ट सोर्सेज. So, what are the direct sources of information of the Earth's internal structure? Deep drilling projects. Deep drilling projects like Kola borehole, which reached about 12 kilometer, but उससे ज़्यादा deep में हम direct sources के through नहीं जा पाएंगे. Then second direct source is volcanic material, volcanic eruptions which bring materials from the interior like magma and the lava. Then there are indirect sources. Indirect sources are seismic waves. They are the most important and they are generated during earthquakes. We'll discuss them in very detailed manner later. Then gravity and magnetic studies and meteorites, which are believed to be made of similar material as Earth core. So these are the direct and indirect sources of information regarding the internal structure of the Earth. Now, among all of these sources, the most important is the seismic waves. First, let's be very clear with the term seismic waves. What are seismic waves actually? Seismic waves are the waves of energy that travel through the earth layer, and they are a result of earthquake, volcanic eruptions, magma movement, landslides, large human-made explosions. यानी कि अर्थ के लेयर्स में कोई भी वेव ऑफ एनर्जी जो ट्रैवल कर रही है, दैट इज सिस्मिक वेव्स. These waves are of three types: primary waves, P waves, that usually we call them P waves, secondary waves, and surface waves. Primary waves, that is the P waves, they are longitudinal in nature and they are the fastest. They are compressional waves क्योंकि ये produce करती हैं compression and refraction while traveling through a medium, and they create density differences which lead to stretching and squeezing of material. प्राइमरी वेव्स जो है लीस्ट डिस्ट्रक्टिव फोर्सेस होती हैं एंड दे कैन ट्रैवल इन ऑल द मीडियम्स, दैट इज सॉलिड, लिक्विड एंड गैसेस. नाउ देयर इज अ वेलोसिटी डिफरेंसेस. इसका सबसे ज्यादा वेलोसिटी जो है सॉलिड में होता है, देन इन द लिक्विड एंड देन इन द गैसेस. लेटर इट टेक द फॉर्म ऑफ द साउंड वेव्स व्हेन इट एंटर्स द एटमॉस्फेयर. It is very important from the exam's perspective to know all these details of the primary waves, secondary waves, and the body waves. Secondary waves जो है they arrive at the surface after the P waves. So you can consider primary waves at the head of these waves, and it creates straw and crust movement in the material through which they pass. And it cannot pass through the fluids, that is liquids and the gases, as fluids do not support shear stress. They are not that destructible. Now the surface wave. Surface waves are the most destructible waves. They form due to the interaction of the body waves with the surface rocks. यानी कि जब बॉडी वेव्स या पी वेव्स एंड सेकेंडरी वेव्स के मोशन से जब वो टकराती हैं पी वेव्स या एस वेव रॉक से, तो सरफेस वेव्स जो हैं वो फॉर्म होती हैं. दे आर द स्लोएस्ट. फास्टेस्ट अमंग देम इज द प्राइमरी वेव. Primary waves are longitudinal. They are the fastest. They can pass through solid and liquid. Secondary waves are transverse in nature. They are slower and they can pass or travel through solids only. Long-term waves जो है surface waves, they're the slowest and they only pass through crust and they cause the most damage. Like earthquake अगर हुआ है तो surface waves जिसकी वजह से बहुत damage हुआ है huge, that happens because of the L waves. यानी कि we'll read this in the next session. How the earthquakes are formed. तो किस तरह से surface primary waves led to the formation of the earthquakes and everything in the next session. अभी के लिए let's see the shadow zones. In the shadow zones of the P and S waves, secondary waves जो है उसका entire zone जो एंटायर जोन है बियॉन्ड 103 डिग्री इज द शेडो जोन ऑफ पी एंड एस वेव्स. इसकी वजह से इट लेड टू द डिस्कवरी ऑफ लिक्विड आउटर कोर because S waves cannot travel in liquid. So we came to know the existence of the liquid outer core. That is why it is important. P waves, it appear in a band around Earth between this 103 to 142 away from the epicenter. So यहाँ से यहाँ तक we saw the P wave zone, which led to the discovery of the solid in the liquid core. Can clearly see in the diagram, and this upper part is the surface wave part. Primary waves, they travel through any kind of material. Secondary waves only move through solids. This is a very important yet a bit complex topic for the exam from the examination perspective. So let's see it in brief again. Seismic waves, what are seismic waves? They are the waves of energy जो travel करती हैं through the earth's layers and they are a result of the earthquake, volcanic eruption, magma movement, landslides and large human-made explosions. Okay, now there are three types of seismic waves. Primary waves are longitudinal in nature. They are the fastest. They are compressional waves because they produce compression and refraction while traveling through a medium. Then there are pressure waves. These are pressure waves, sorry. They create density difference, which led to stretching and squeezing of the material. They are least destructive because they can travel in all the mediums. And velocity differs from, first, the velocity of the solid material is higher than liquid, than gases, and they take the form of the sound waves when they enter the atmosphere. Second is the secondary waves. They are transverse in nature and they arrive at the surface only after the primary waves. They create troughs and crust in material through which they pass, and they cannot pass through the fluids because fluids do not support shear stress. Third is the surface waves. Surface waves are most destructive and they are formed due to the interaction of the body waves with the surface rocks. They're the slowest one. And then the shadow zone. S wave ka shadow zone is the entire region beyond 103 degree, and P wave ka shadow zone is the region band between 103 to 142 degree away from the epicenter. We'll know more about all these terms, focus, epicenter, in the next session where we'll be discussing the earthquakes and volcanoes.
Ma'am?
Hello, yes.
Ma'am, can you just repeat the surface waves, like how they are formed? Like?
Surface waves, how?
And the surface waves, can you just repeat
Okay.
how they are formed? Like?
Surface waves are formed due to the interaction of body waves with the surface rocks. Like जब body waves यानी primary waves या secondary waves जब वो surface rock से टकराती हैं तो surface waves का formation होता है. There are also of two types, love waves and relic waves. लव वेव्स जो है वो फास्टेस्ट सरफेस वेव्स होती है एंड दे मूव द ग्राउंड फ्रॉम साइड टू साइड मूव करती हैं ये लव वेव्स. एंड देन रेलिक वेव्स ये रोल करती है अलोंग द ग्राउंड. अर्थक्वेक में जितना भी शेकिंग एंड डैमेज होता है इट वाज ड्यू टू दी रेलिक वेव्स. अर्थक्वेक में जितना शेकिंग एंड वो होता है उसमें क्या होता है कि जो बॉडी वेव्स हैं वो सरफेस से रॉक से टकराती हैं एंड देन दिस सरफेस वेव्स रेलिक वेव्स आर फॉर्म जिसकी वजह से मोस्ट डिस्ट्रक्शन टेक प्लेस.
Okay, ma'am. Understood.
Okay. Now let's move to the layers of the earth. Now we know how the energy flows inside the earth in the form of this primary, secondary, and the surface waves. Let's discuss the layers of the earth. What's actually inside the earth layer by layer. So now let's visualize the internal structure. As you can see in the image, there are several parts. There are several layers of the earth. But three main are crust, mantle, and core. I'll discuss from the crust. Crust is less than 1% of the earth mass. This part you can see is the crust area and it is less than 1% of the earth mass. Now here you can see the mountains and here ocean. So the oceanic crust is only 5 to 30 kilometer thick and the continental crust is 50 to 70 kilometer thick. Or in Himalayan region, it can be 70 to 100 kilometer thick. Continental crust जो है, this part which is 50 to 70 kilometer thick, it's less dense and granitic है, सियाल base है इसका, यानी कि it's made up of silica and aluminium material mostly. Oceanic crust is thin, but it's dense because it's made up of heavier rock, basalt, silica and magnesium. The base is Sima and for the continental crust, the base is Sia. Now, its outer covering is made up of sedimentary material and below that lies the crystalline, igneous and metamorphic rocks which all are in acidic in nature. Now, the second layer is mantle. Mantle layer is it covers 83% of the earth volume and 67% of the earth mass. यहाँ पर जो है कन्वेक्टिव मटेरियल सर्कुलेशन होता है ड्यू टू टेम्परेचर डिफरेंसेस, यानी कि मेंटल लेयर के अंदर द मैग्मा एंड अदर मटेरियल्स देयर इज दिस टेम्परेचर डिफरेंस की वजह से दे मूव इन अ सर्कुलर मोशन which is expressed as the surface through the motion of the tectonic plates. Here you can mental layer के अंदर ही जो है plate tectonics होता है, यानी कि plates की movement होती है, circular movement है, and then there is movement of other materials like magma which happens only in the mantle. उससे पहले the layer is lithosphere which is the rigid outer part of the earth. It varies between, you can see here, lithosphere is between the crust and uppermost solid mantle is the lithosphere. It's very rigid outer part of the earth. It varies between 10 to 200 kilometers and it's broken into tectonic plates. Now the lithosphere is broken into tectonic plates and where does it flow? So on the asthenosphere, that is in the mantle, जहाँ पर convective material circulation होता है due to temperature differences. Now the third layer is the asthenosphere. It's also part of the mantle. It's very mechanically weak and ductile and it's a main source of magma. अभी जितना भी हम volcanic eruptions देखते हैं in any part of the world, so the main source of magma, it finds its way to the surface only through the asthenosphere. Okay, got it? The upper mantle, which includes asthenosphere, which is semi-molten and mechanically weak, ductile, and it's a main source of magma. Lower mantle is more rigid due to high pressure. Now the core, the final layer of the Earth's crust, it's 33% of the Earth mass and it's from 2900 kilometer to 6371 kilometer dense. and it's mostly made up of iron and nickel. As we discussed earlier in the evolution of the earth, कि जितना भी dense material था, it settled down at the core. So the dense material here is the iron and nickel. Now the outer core. The core is also divided into two parts. Outer core. It is liquid and it generates Earth's magnetic field. And the second is inner core. It's solid due to immense pressure, and here you can find most of the iron sources and nickel settle down here. And temperature here may vary between or may reach to 5,000 degrees Celsius to 7,000 degrees Celsius. So let's quickly sum up this because this may seem very colorful, but it's a bit complex to understand. First layer is crust. It's 0 to 70 kilometer deep and it's made up of silica and aluminum. Its physical state is solid. Second is mantle. It's made up of silicates of iron and magnesium. It's solid and partially molten. Molten parts कहाँ पे दिखेगा इसमें? Asthenosphere में. Outer core is made up of iron and nickel, and its physical state is liquid. Inner core, its composition, it's made up again of iron and nickel, but it's solid. I hope this is clear, Abhita. Crust, mental. This information is very important even for the state PCS also because direct questions भी आ जाते हैं कि composition क्या है outer core का. So the answer will be iron and nickel. अब now किस stage में है वो, किस state में है, liquid या solid. So this is very important summary table of Earth's layer. So, why should we care about these layers? Because now we have discussed core, crust, mantle. Now, why is it important to understand them all? Because everything that happens on the Earth's surface, earthquakes, volcanoes, mountain building, it starts from inside. So, heat जो है from the core, it drives mental convection. कोर से जो भी हीट रिलीज हो रही है उसी से मेंटल जो है कन्वेक्टिव मटेरियल सर्कुलेशन हो रहा है टेम्परेचर डिफरेंस क्रिएट हो रहा है नाउ दिस मेंटल मूवमेंट जो है दिस टेम्परेचर डिफरेंस एंड दिस convective material circulation, it moves tectonic plates. Now, due to the movement of the tectonic plates, earthquake take place. Outer core movement create करती है एक magnetic field. अब अर्थक्वेक फॉर्मेशन से माउंटेन फॉर्म हुआ उसके बाद वॉल्केनिक इरप्शन से सब की चीजें फॉर्म हुई तो लाइफ जो है वो इन लेयर्स पर बहुत ज्यादा डिपेंड करती है हाउ लाइफ इवॉल्व ऑन अर्थ डायरेक्टली और इनडायरेक्टली डिपेंड्स ऑन दीज लेयर्स ये बाकी इन द फर्दर चैप्टर्स और टॉपिक्स विल डिस्कस दैट इन brief. So, in this chapter, let's quickly revise it. Earth was formed 4.54 billion year ago. जो internal structure था, it was divided into crust, mantle and core. Seismic waves help करती है understand करने के लिए that outer core is liquid. Core जो है, it is made up of iron and nickel. Mantle is made up of silicates. Crust is granite and basalt rock structure. अर्थ के इंटरनल हीट ड्राइव करती है प्लेट मूवमेंट को विच फर्दर लीड्स टू अर्थक्वेक्स एंड वोल्केनोज So the next time when you see a mountain or an earthquake or a volcano, remember these are just surface expression of a restless planet that began 4.5 years ago as a ball of fire. So this is all about the internal structure and the origin of the earth. And in the next chapter, we will discuss the further developments like plate tectonics, formation of the mountains, earthquakes. So if any one of you have any doubts regarding this, they can let me. Are these topics clear to all of you? Because these are very important from the exam perspective. First is the Big Bang theory, how the universe formed, then the formation of solar system, nebular hypothesis. I will share this document with you all as well in the group because images के through पढ़ना is very easy. Geography को visualize करके पढ़ना is easy. Now, Big Bang theory can be easily understood using this diagram only. कि there was a singular point, then it exploded, and then later it led to the formation of the stars, planets, galaxies, and solar system. So it's very easy to visualize geography through diagrams. I'll share this document in the group as well. Then how the earth evolved. After the evolution of the earth, we understood the internal structure, the direct and the indirect sources, then the seismic waves and the types of it, how it influence and how what are the importance of these waves. Then the layer of the earth, crust, core, mantle, and why these topics are important for further topics like plate tectonics and why it's a core part of geography, fundamental geography.
Ma'am, I was having a doubt about
Mhm.
the composition of Earth. The first
Mhm.
one was lithosphere, ma'am. Like, how exactly, ma'am? What kind of questions they could ask from this area, ma'am? Like, particularly, you told me that nickel and like there's some confusion of me in that
Mhm.
particular area, ma'am. Can you just go through like a summary once more so I could just write it down?
Yes, yes,
Like,
yes. Okay. So the questions from this will be very indirect question. इससे जो है means maybe they can ask you question how the earth was evolved or state the evolution of the universe and everything. And इसमें से question was asked in the UPSC prelims like which was the planet nearest to the sun or about the Earth's core. Is the Earth core the main source of its magnetic field? So such kind of topic questions could be asked, and indirectly they could ask you about the formation of the folded mountains or like there was a question in the UPSC prelims 2018, I guess, where you were asked to correctly explain the Big Bang theory. The options were origin of solar system, expansion of universe from a singular dense mass, continuous contraction of stars, formation of galaxies. So if you have clearly understood this concept कि Big Bang theory में क्या हुआ था, you can correctly mark this question कि B option is correct, expansion of universe from a singular dense mass. If PYQ ka, when we are at 9 o'clock, we will discuss all the PYQs related to these topics we read today. So do not worry about that. And I'll summarize it once again for you. तो इस तरह के क्वेश्चंस जो हैं वो एग्जाम में पूछे जा सकते हैं लाइक डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन ऑन बिग बैंग थ्योरी इन 2018 and then 2011 where there was a direct question based on the understanding of this topic on earthquake and on direct question on seismic waves and earth interior. So बहुत सारे questions जो है आते हैं like there was a question on which layer of the earth is rich in nickel and iron. So ये टॉपिक्स जो है वो स्टेट एग्जामिनेशंस में भी जो है ऐसे क्वेश्चंस काफी रेलिवेंस रखते हैं. They can be directly or indirectly asked in the paper.
okay, ma'am, I understood.
Okay. I'll summarize it for you once again.
No issues, ma'am. 9 p.m. and when we will discuss the PYQs, ma'am, then I can,
Mhm.
get
Yeah, yeah.
things done
It will
quickly.
become
So,
more clear with the PYQs. So
yes, ma'am.
यहाँ पर you have to just clear your concepts and then same knowledge को you have to put that in the PYQ solution.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Okay.
Ma'am, just
Ma'am,
one more.
Yes. Yes, Lavanya.
Yes, ma'am. I was saying, can you just once more tell me, repeat these metals which are found in the core of Earth?
Yes, yes, sure. Wait.
Actually, I was making a little bit of diagram also, so every time when
Mhm.
you were repeating it, I was noting something else down, so I missed it.
Okay, no, no problem, no problem. I'll share this PDF with you as well, so you can.
Okay, okay.
Noted.
Then I'll take it from the PDF only. Thank you,
हाँ
ma'am.
हाँ, welcome.
Ma'am, this is from a book, ma'am. Like, is this from a book or this is made by?
Yes, I like made this document from the GC Leong and NCRT book. It's a compilation of sources from foundation to the advanced.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, is there any chapter of GC Leong or any NCRT which we should refer to other than this PDF? Like if it is very important.
Uh, we will provide you one complete compiled document on this as well, which is very well researched from foundation to advanced. So, उसके अलावा I don't think you need any other documents, but you have to be very clear with your basic. So you can refer the chapter 2 and 3 of NCRT, the origin and evolution of the Earth and interior of the Earth.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
उसके साथ साथ द डॉक्यूमेंट वी आर गोइंग टू प्रोवाइड यू उसको रीड करेंगे तो आई गेस दैट विल बी मोर देन एनफ देयर विल बी नो नीड टू गो थ्रू द जीसी लियर until and unless geography is your optional.
All right, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes, Rohit.
uh, yeah, ma'am. The first chapter, that is the origin of the universe. I think that it is totally factual
Mhm.
based, so that's why there's so many questions will come from these chapters in the UPSC prelims if ask any. So then it is also very means statical. Like we have to learn only the facts.
You have to learn the facts as well as you need to have the conceptual clarity as well. What if they will ask in the mains examination like about the origin of the universe? Then you have to write about the Big Bang theory. तो उसके लिए conceptual clarity is also very important. तो सिर्फ facts नहीं conceptual clarity भी याद रखनी होगी. Facts में you just need to learn, but it is mostly based on concepts कि Big Bang theory कैसे आया, उसके concepts क्या है, how a tiny ball exploded, the singularity, and factual way you need to learn about the key terms. Like there was a key term I was emphasizing, planetesimals. That is a large number of smaller bodies which later club together to form big planets. So such key terms like the big splat, which is also a key term given in the NCRT, or the giant impact, how the moon was formed. वो उस पर emphasize करता है like a meteor किस तरीके से अर्थ से टकराया है and part of the earth उससे अलग हो गया. This process is known as the big splat.
Sure, ma'am. Now I understood. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. So you have to go through the entire chapter and cover it both factually and conceptually. Conceptual clarity is very important. अगर इस chapter में conceptual clarity नहीं होगी, तो it will impact your other chapters as well. Like plate tectonics समझ में नहीं आएगा if you do not know the basic formation of the lithosphere and asthenosphere. तो इस टॉपिक को फिर उन टॉपिक्स को समझने में डिफिकल्टी होगी if you are not well versed with these topics. That
Sure,
is why
ma'am.
this
Because
topic is important.
yeah, ma'am. Now I understood because so many lectures I attend in which they especially neglect the first chapter, in which they already said that ki, yeah, there are so many static part you have to cover, in which you have to learn the like the facts also. Then you can neglect this topic. So, but that you cleared from your side, now I can understood what is the importance of this topic. Thank you, ma'am, so
Yes, it's
much.
very important. Like P waves and S waves. अभी अगर एग्जाम में there'll be question on the formation of the earthquake या किस तरह से मूवमेंट होती है अर्थ में यू विल ब्लैंक अगर आप जो है डायरेक्ट अर्थक्वेक के बारे में पढ़ लेंगे एंड नॉट क्लियर विद द टर्म लाइक सिस्मिक वेव्स एंड पी वेव्स एस वेव्स बॉडी वेव्स सो इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि पहले बेसिक्स क्लियर रखते हैं देन मूव फर्दर.
Sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. Thank you.
आई गेस दिस इज इट. किसी को भी कोई भी डाउट है रिगार्डिंग दिस चैप्टर दे कैन पोस्ट इन द ग्रुप एज वेल. आई विल ट्राई टू आंसर ऑल ऑफ दैट and I'll share this document in the group as well so that you can note down all the important things and we'll share the main core document as well.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you,
welcome.
ma'am.
I will come.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, then see you all at 9 o'clock in the PYQ session, जहाँ पर जितने भी टॉपिक्स हमने किए हैं फ्रॉम हिस्ट्री, इकोनॉमिक्स एंड जियोग्राफी, विल ट्राई टू सॉल्व द PYQs बेस्ड ऑन दोज टॉपिक्स ओनली. उससे क्लैरिटी और ज्यादा हो जाएगी कि किस टॉपिक से किस तरह के क्वेश्चन पूछे जा सकते हैं. सो व्हाट टॉपिक्स आर मोर इम्पोर्टेंट, विच थीम्स आर मोर इम्पोर्टेंट, यू विल गेट टू नो ऑल दोस थिंग्स.
All right, ma'am. Just one more thing. So, mainly we will be focusing in the question answer session on the PYQs only, no, not just these test series which all the coachings and everybody provides.
Yes, yes, we'll be focusing more. अभी के
Solely
लिए
on
we are solely focusing on the PYQs because
Yes, ma'am.
exam में जो भी चीजें पूछी जाएंगी, they'll directly or indirectly come cover from the PYQs. We'll take
Exactly.
the test में we can address all the mock questions and everything, but अभी with the topics we can easily learn and understand the PYQs.
Yes,
So you
ma'am.
can
That will be
directly
very,
relate these topics with the PYQs.
yes. That will be very, very helpful because everybody is always solving test series and somehow
Right, right,
PYQ's questions are completely different from the test series questions. So
right.
yeah, this is something which is very helpful. Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome. Okay then. Bye everyone. See you all at 9 o'clock. The PYQ session. I hope आप लोगों को ये concepts clear हो गए होंगे. And अभी भी अगर कोई further doubts है तो you can directly ask in the group as well.